In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how meditation is actually pretty straightforward and how you can be good at meditation and how you can use meditation to improve your focus, your sleep, and overall your mental health. There are different circumstances and different situations where doing different meditative practices will be beneficial to help with focus and maybe sleep in some circumstances. The main goal behind meditation is to be consistent, and consistency means giving yourself maybe 3 to 5 minutes at a minimum. Preferably around 13 minutes is shown to be the best amount of time to meditate daily. So the first point that I'm gonna go over is the brain areas that get affected whilst you are meditating. So the main aspect of the brain that is involved during meditation, that is activated during meditation, is the prefrontal cortex. So this is the part of the brain that lies just behind the skull, and there's a left side and there's a right side. Prefrontal cortex can be used to control your bodily senses and emotions. The prefrontal cortex works with the insula and the ACC. Don't worry about what these two other brain parts of the brain do, but what you should know is that these three parts work together, and they are often described as the parts of the brain that make you realize how you're feeling and how your body's feeling and for example, let's say you have a stomach ache. These three parts of the brain will work together to tell your brain that, okay, I'm feeling a bit nauseous, etc. Default mode network. This is the brain area that is activated when your mind is wandering. So let's say that you're trying to just do, some homework, some uni work, or just trying to focus on a video or a lecture. Often, you're not the only one, I definitely have this as well, your mind will just wander to some random thought, and your focus on what you're actually meant to be doing is just completely gone. And it's almost as if you have no idea what you were just doing in that time. So this is when the default mode network is being utilized. I have a study here that I found particularly interesting when researching meditation and how it affects specific brain areas. So one study showed that what people are thinking about is a good predictor of how happy that person is. So for example, that was quite vague, so I'll give you an example. Example is, someone will be unhappy if they are doing something they don't like, such as working. And if they are thinking about something that makes them happy, that thought of the happy thought makes them sad, which sort of makes a bit of sense, right? So if you're doing something you really don't want to do and you're thinking about something happy in your mind, that just makes everything worse, right? And so you can use meditation to try to be active in the work that you're doing so that you avoid your mind wandering and you avoid the feeling of sadness when you're thinking about something great, when what you're actually doing is not something as fun. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how you can do different meditative practices depending on the circumstance you're in. So there are two categories that I'm going to break this down into, being interoceptive and exteroceptive. Being interoceptive means that you're having internal thoughts. So let's say you're trying to focus on a lecture and you're having thoughts internally about what you're going to have for food, just some random memory that you had. And so this is when you have interoceptive thoughts. And so the research has shown that doing the opposite of how you feel is what is good for you. So let's say you're feeling interoceptive, whereby you're having internal thoughts. Meditation is often confused with just being still and not thinking about anything. Whereas actually, to get good at meditation, you do require the process of being unfocused or your mind wandering off the task at hand. But then your process of refocusing and getting back to work, that is when the process of correcting yourself, that is where you see the most growth. And so it's often shown that the best meditators are the ones that are able to quickly refocus on work, rather than the people that are able to focus on something for a short amount of time, but they find it difficult to get refocused once their mind drifts away. So let's say you are feeling interoceptive then. Something you could do in this situation would be to stop all your work, focus on a point, let's say 20 meters away. 20 meters in front of me here is some leaves, some bushes, and what you want to do is just have your eyes open and just watching and just trying not to think about anything else. And if your mind does wander, then you can just refocus and get back to that point that you're focusing on. So this is good for when you're feeling interoceptive, i.e. when you're having internal thoughts. If you're having external thoughts, i.e. you're getting distracted by the people around you, moving around, making noises, then a practice good for that sort of situation to improve your focus would be to close your eyes and to think about your third eye central. So this is a point behind your brain here, whereby as you have removed all the visual stimuli, you therefore allow your mind to wander and to think about random thoughts, which can be quite beneficial in this circumstance. Doing these meditative practices for even 3 minutes in a scenario where you are trying to refocus can be very, very beneficial for you. Now I'm going to talk to you about the schedule and how often you should meditate to get the most optimum returns on your investment. As an economics student, I'm very embarrassed to say that. Anyways, so studies have shown that 13 minutes daily is the best. So that could be interoceptive, exteroceptive, when you're trying to refocus. Whereas if you can do every day of the week but for a shorter amount of time, this is also fine. The main idea behind meditation isn't forcing yourself to do it 13 minutes daily. It's more so just being consistent with it. If you do even 3 minutes but every single day at the same time, this can have the same benefits of doing a 13-minute meditation, but maybe once a week. Now, to improve your sleep using meditation, there's a different technique that you would undergo, and this isn't technically meditation, although it is very, very similar. This is called NSDR. So NSDR is non-sleep deep rest. This is when you listen to someone speaking to you, and you focus on different aspects of your body to hopefully feel at rest and at ease. This practice is used to improve the process of falling asleep. So if you do struggle with falling asleep, it's been shown that doing one NSDR practice daily, just before sleep or at any point during the day, can improve your ability for your body to shut down and fall asleep. I will be doing further videos on sleep and different aspects of sleep in future videos, as that's something very important and a lot can be learned in that field. So hopefully you've learned about how you can use meditation in your particular circumstance and the different brain areas that are activated during your meditation. The main idea is to be consistent. Meditation isn't meant to be a chore, it's meant to just be a process whereby your mind is at ease and you're able to focus and refocus on work and other aspects of your life without too much difficulty. Thank you so much for listening. If you did enjoy the video, then please do like, as it will help the channel out. I am a university student, although I'm not majoring in anything like science. I just find this interesting for me, as it has helped my life. It has helped my experiences with anxiety and also being able to focus on work for long bouts of over an hour or so without getting distracted by the things around me or by my own internal thoughts. I hope maybe that you can implement some of these meditative practices into your life, and that should, I hope, help with your focus and your ability to do uni work.